So here we are. Unity has started up and created our new game or our new project, and it's all ready to go, although there's really not much to see here. There's a lot of windows and a lot of boxes and weird text, but if you're not familiar with Unity, it probably just looks like a bit of a confusing mess. We have a couple different key areas. I'll point them out real quick, and then we're going to jump right into pulling in some art. So the first is a hierarchy that shows everything that's in our current level. We'll talk about that once we put some things in our level. This view right here is the scene view, and it's showing kind of a in-editor view of what's in our level. So this is a list of it, and this is a visual view of what's in our level. And then down below, you'll see a project view, which is more of a file structure or folder structure of all of the assets that are in our project. This will be everything from our 2D images to 3D models, art file, all art files really, sound files, music, textures. What else would there be? Prefab files. There's a lot of different stuff. Text files. Anything that's in our project is going to be right in here, including our code that we'll talk about later. So let's start by getting something into our project view. But first, let's make sure that yours looks like this. If it doesn't look just like this, you can always go to Window and then look for Layouts and choose Default. That'll bring you right back to this default layout view. So to get started with art, we're going to download what's called a Unity package. And a Unity package is really a zip file or a compressed file that contains a bunch of other files inside of it. And usually it contains a mix of art files and other Unity project related files, prefabs or code things, or materials, which are essentially art files. So we're going to download one of those and import it into the project. Now to download it, you just need to go to the link below or game.courses/birds. That's what we're going to do right now. Now on this page, I can just hit the download now button to grab the package, but I did notice that if I'm on Edge and I hit download, it actually tries to rename the file. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to open the folder and make sure that it has the correct extension. It should not be .gz, it should be .unity package like it was when I saved the file. So if you see it as a GZ file, you need to come in, hit F2, rename it, and put in Unity package, all one word. We just need to change that extension and then hit yes, we want to change the extension. We should see that little Unity logo or Unity icon show up. Now again, if you just download this in Firefox or Chrome or anything other than Edge, this doesn't seem to be an issue. It just seems to be something weird that they're doing with compressed files and renaming them and accidentally catching something they shouldn't. So now I've got my bird art file here. I'm going to close out my browser and I'm going to leave my Unity window up. I've got my downloads window here with my bird art up and my Unity window there. And I have two options, well really three options. I could first just double click on this, and if this is the only Unity instance that I have, it's going to import this art into the project. The other thing I could do is just click and drag it into the project view as well. That way I can define which project it's going into if I happen to have multiple Unity projects open. You should only have one open right now though, but just in case, I want to make sure that you understand that process. So when I do that, I get this import Unity package window that pops up, and it shows me all of the things that are going to be in this package. It doesn't show me a really good preview of them, but I can get a list of the file names. I can see I've got an art folder with some birds, some environment stuff, some monsters, some props, and some UI. Then I have the option to choose none, unchecking them all, go check individual ones, or just leave all checked, which is what we want to do, and hit the import button. That's going to pull in all of the files underneath this art folder, just like the preview showed. I'm going to click on it, and then I'll expand it out with the little arrow here, and then click through some of these folders and take a look. You see that we've got some birds here. We've got two different birds in 4 different states each. We've got an environment with a background and a piece for the ground. You'll see how we use that later to tile. We've got a monster here with his eyes open and closed, or his eye open and closed. We've got some crates for props and a little dot for our UI. So now we're ready to start building our game and start creating our first character.